pushed your luck too far.
I'll not take that from you.
Pray calm yourselves, good people. I will have none of this squabbling.
Sir Manella, you don't understand. This scoundrel's the one who started it.
No, you don't understand. This is no time for the people of Batal to be quarrelling amongst themselves. We shan't weather this calamity unless we can recall our common purpose and unite our efforts towards it. Ah, Sir Arisen. You are with the world in such disarray, I could not stand to be away from my homeland. Thus did I return, to render what aid I may. I maintain order as best I can, but for every fire I extinguish, it seems 3 more are incited behind my back. But enough of my woes. What brings you here? You wish us to evacuate? Mayhap the idea merits some thought. After all, if we sit on our haunches, 'tis likely only a matter of time before we share the fate of Mel. Alas, the people of Batal are far from united in purpose at present. Should we proceed, unheeding of their divisions, I fear that our efforts would come undone ere long. With every soul at their wits' end, conflict is like to spark at the slightest provocation. As such, before we take any measures, I would have you walk amongst the people, Sir Arisen. Behold their plight with your own eyes, and should you encounter any discord, pray do aught you can to resolve the people's quarrels and assuage their fears. Such efforts will doubtless allow the evacuation to proceed all the more smoothly. As for me, my work here is far from done. Let us part ways for now, and reconvene when you have accomplished all you can.
Flared tempers are understandable, given the circumstances. Let us aid in mediating the quarrels arising in Batal.
I quite agree.
Most of our guests only do take care to leave the room as you found it. If it... There's one thing I shan't suffer, 'tis do come again. Well met, sir.
By your command, Arisen.
Oi! I saw it first. Pho, trust a flea-ridden hide to take it all for himself.
Why must I share with a fangless one? This is no more your food than Batal is your land.
You there! You couldn't have come at a better time. Put this upstart in his place for me, won't you? Go on, lay into it. If that's what you think, why don't you mind your own business?
Aye, clear off. Pretty words shan't fill our bellies.
You said it's bad to hurt people. Wow! Thanks, sir. Say, Rakim, would you like some? I can't eat all this myself.
Really? Thanks. That's mighty kind of you. If only our fathers could do the same.
Oi, leave my kid alone.
You're not some child snatcher, are you?
Wait, you shared your food with them. I thank you, sir. As for you, Nomos, it would seem we were both but looking out for our children.
Aye. Mayhap we're not so different after all. And we both had children fed. We've no reason to quarrel.
The desire to protect one's kin transcends race and culture. It just goes to show, we are none of us so different.
That was certainly worthwhile.
I've had well enough of your nitpicking.
I reckon the world would be better off without you.
Oi, you! Don't go poking your nose in our business.
Aye, leave off or we'll make you.
Better than that.
I ain't cut out for this. We'll pull through yet. Shit. This ain't good.
Now's your chance.
fight. This one's got thick skin.
You're telling me? I don't think I've got another punch left in me.
Bah, I can't stomach more quarreling after this. It's drained the fight right out of me.
Too right. I've clean forgotten what we were arguing about to begin with, if I'm honest.
Their tempers do appear to be quelled, but I hope you aren't injured, Master.
Now that is a surprise.
That's not happening.
You're just riding on your father's coattails.
You slander my honor, sir. I demand a duel. This is no business of yours. Be gone!
Now, Narborough, let's not be too hasty. If we are to duel, we ought to have a witness. Otherwise, who's to say the victor fought with honor?
Aye, true enough. Without a witness, either of us could simply kill the other, then disavow the use of any underhandedness. Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? This knave dared to slight my honor. He said my swordsmanship was hardly fit to wound a training dummy. The bloody nerve of him.
And I'd say it again. 'Twas your dear father's patronage that made you a sentinel, not your own skill.
You have my gratitude, sir. Let us delay no further. Come, Scario. Prepare yourself.
Have at you!
Stand strong!
The so-called Forbidden Magic Research Lab appears to have been constructed rather recently. Indeed, and the researchers employed there are as tight-lipped as they come. 'Tis all very secretive. I wonder what the citizenry make of it.
I believe in you!
Can't make head nor tail of this. Don't fret now. You've got twice their pluck.
I admit it. I underestimated your skill. The loss is mine.
Nay, 'twas I who underestimated you. I'd thought to score an easy victory, but you fought fair and capably.
We owe you a debt, sir. 'Tis on your account that we've seen some sense. Were it not for your timely appearance, I'd wager this nonsense might have cost one of us their life.
Indeed. Better to hone our respective skills than take up arms against petty slights, I say.
It seems some things can only be resolved by crossing blades, but I doubt they'll quarrel again after this. 'Twas a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
The citizenry speak highly of your deeds, Sir Arisen. It seems you have made rather an impact. The people of Batal are beginning to see that they must stand together if they are to survive this calamity. We shall see the fruits of your labors when the time comes to evacuate. Methinks we can expect little opposition to the announcement. Pray, return to Empress Nadinia and apprise her of your achievements. I must remain here to ensure no further squabbles arise. Heavens only know how many lives you have saved this day, Sir Arisen. I hope you will accept this humble reward for your efforts.
What say we report back to Empress Nadinia? Her Majesty ought be willing to commence the evacuation now. I am well aware of the particulars.
The only place I can find peace.
Her Majesty has begun her supplications. None may see her ere they conclude. Stay your hand, Vera. This one may pass.
Come hither. We would speak with you.
One of our ministers informs us that you have been espied in the city, resolving the people's troubles. You have our gratitude, for it seems your efforts have served to remind the people of this nation of their common purpose. We would present you with this gift, as a small token of our esteem, and wish you good fortune on your journey, wheresoe'er it may take you. Yet ere we part ways, we would make another request of you. It regards Lord Phaesus. Though we have implored the man to join the evacuation, he has staunchly refused to leave this land behind. We thought that he might be more inclined to heed your words, as our own have fallen on deaf ears. Would you be willing to call on him in our stead? Of course, you are free to decline if our proposal is an unwelcome one.
Pray excuse the interruption, Your Majesty, but I fear time is upon us. I would see you prepared for the road ahead.
Indeed. Forgive us, but we must take our leave. Farewell.
Backbatal and the rest town are now safely evacuated. I am certain we can rely upon Sir...
Outstanding. There are more who can yet be saved.
We ought to choose our next destination based on the movements of the clouds.
I've made my bed. Now to lie in it. Watch yourself. I'm not.
You are in need of healing. Allow me.
Wait right there.
We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
Ah, I remember you. What brings you to the encampment? 'Tis a miracle you're still alive. Though I dare say that's true of all of us. Oh? You believe we ought to evacuate? Well, you traveled far indeed to deliver these tidings. Farther, I dare say, than anyone would go for the sake of an idle jest. If we must leave, we shall have to begin preparations at once. But I think we're a bit short on hands to attend to all that must be done. In fact, there's a rather delicate matter that I could use some help with. A blacksmith and his wife dwell on the encampment outskirts. Might you escort them here, so that they can join the evacuation? The smith, Gustava, is a man of good sense. But as for his wife, well, suffice to say, Cleuna has always been a contentious sort. She'd have naught to do with us, given the choice, and isn't likely to take kindly to the arrival of any of my knights on her doorstep. I can only hope that she will be more willing to listen to you, a third party, as 'twere. And while you're taking care of that, I will see to it that the encampment is made ready to depart with all due haste.
Ah, I remember the blacksmith and his lady wife well. I only hope we can convince them to join the evacuation.
True enough.
Now, what might that be? We ought to take a closer look.
Better on me.
continues. A result to be proud of.
So close a call offers no solace in victory.
We ought to consider this a lesson. This is what befalls one who lets down their guard. On my way.
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
We must not let down our guard.
Oi, hand over all the coin in your purse. Now, stand up.
This foe shall fall by my hand. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. Oh, worthless fortune. Naught save our best will do. Have my protection. Our foe appears to have grown just as weary as we. We must not give them a chance to recover. Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall.
What's more, ours is a party of women, by and large.
And yet, no two of us are the same. I grant you lightning's fang. I cannot fault your prowess. Ingenious.
My own master must hear of this tactic. Now that is a surprise.
My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a minute.
Stand firm. You must not let down your guard, even for a moment.
Tis a hot goblin. We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find. I suppose we might as well gather what we can.
I've just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location? My magics grant you an elemental boon. All together now, we attack as one. Focus to tackle endless foe. Let us aim for greater precision with our next attempt. During my time with Lord Phaesus, I found myself in a strange state of being. I was conscious of nothing. Nothing, that is, save your presence, Master. Full glad am I that we have been reunited. 'Twas an ordeal indeed, and there is much for us to ponder. But for now, we must find a means to forge ahead.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of... Have you always pursued your current vocation over the course of your journey with the Arisen?
Well now, whatever brings you here? These are perilous times to be wandering about. You'd have us evacuate with the encampment? I am touched by your kindness, friend, but we'll manage on our own. I couldn't bear to be pressed in among those crowds.
Now, now, I'll hear none of that. I'll see you to safety, my dear, come hell or high water. Besides, I should hope this good soul has earned your trust by now. Helped me out of a tight spot on more than one occasion, if you'll recall. After all that goodwill and the long trek out here to warn us, we'd seem mighty ungrateful, turning our back on another helping hand extended only in kindness.
Oh, very well, my love, if you insist. It seems we'll be accepting your offer after all, friend. Would you be so kind as to escort us to our destination?
Let us see our charges to the encampment. But be mindful. The path seems much changed since last we walked it. Outstanding! I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
As a matter of fact,
Unless there's coin in it, I'm not interested.
'tis a glad thing we rested when we did.
I will protect you. It is rather narrow here. Be on your guard.
Let us proceed with due caution.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
I'd wager there's aught to be found here.
We ought to take a closer look. You're a welcome sight, Arisen. As ever, I'm yours to command. There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
Well, here we are. How long before the evacuation begins, I wonder?
Would you find Sir Ernesto and tell him we've arrived? Let him know that we'll wait here till the time comes.
Lo, a ballista.
Sir, I implore you to reconsider. Surely you can see that the situation is dire.
How many times must I say it? I'll not be ordered about. Not by ye, not by anyone. Now bugger off and leave me alone.
I'm afraid there's another matter for which I must beg your assistance. It concerns the fellow I was just speaking with. Sir Lamond, his name is. The man's something of a regular at our hot springs. I sought him out to tell him of the evacuation, but he has flatly refused to join us. I must confess, I'm at a loss as to how I might convince him. Could I prevail upon you to try your hand? At this point, methinks anything I say will fall on deaf ears.
Sir Lamond is as mighty as a...
Fancy meeting ye here, cuz. Did you want something? Not this again. I'm here to live my life as I see fit. I'll not be ordered about by anyone. Not even you. Oh, bollocks. Course you'd make a decent request like that. Aye, fine. I'll do it. Seeing as you're the one asking. Can't say I'll be glad to leave this place behind, but you've my word. I'll get them to safety.
Sir Lamond shall be a boon to the evacuation effort. Let us inform Sir Ernesto of our success.
I cannot thank you enough for all you've done. We shall fare much better on the road with Sir Lamond's arm to defend us. 'Twill be slow going, mind. We have wounded whom we must accommodate. Yet, come what may, I swear to see them all to safe harbor.
The people of Volcanic Island are evacuated. May they make it through the impending chaos intact.
You have my support.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here? Beware the Forlight, Yuri!
Have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Arisen! Are you alright? Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. always had a thought. Every master I've ever served has favored different tactics. One party I joined consisted only of ranged specialists.
Each to their own. You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket. Do you find? Against our foe. I did my best to match your skill, Master.
This Oxguard was beset by assailants it could not shake. And this is the result.
Wrought by the hands of brigands, or the claws of monsters.
We ought to proceed with caution.
I espy a hobgoblin!
We have no means of exploiting our enemies.
Gone from bad to worse.
I will protect you. Let my magic grant you an elemental boon.
Thank you, friend. I dread to think what might have become of me had you not happened along when you did. This place does not have long left, I fear. We ought to get to safety, though I have to wonder if anywhere is safe now. I'd gladly accompany you, believe me. But the others here? Well, suffice to say, they won't be able to join us. Follow me. You'll see what I mean.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself. A door of sturdy make. It will be impassable without the key.
We must needs find the key.
Tis a jail of sorts, this place. A compound where we set captured pawns to work. They were supposed to be digging up old ruins or some such. I confess, I don't know all of the ins and outs of the operation. Underlings like myself were given orders, and little else, you see.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Well, here you have it. They've been like this for a month straight now. They refuse to leave. You might as well try talking to a wall. You'd have more luck. I know they don't die like we do, but it seems cruel to abandon them here, all the same. I never wanted to be here, you know, taking part in all of this. The enslavement of pawns doesn't sit well with me. I suppose that's why I can't bring myself to leave them behind. Either that, or the current state of the world helps to put things in perspective. At any rate, I've tried everything I can think of to get them out, but naught's done any good. I'm at rather a loss.
The command came a month ago or more. We are to remain here, and so we remain.
I implore you, Arisen. Take me with you.
So they're staying here because they were ordered to remain. And they told you that, did they? Strange. I couldn't get a word out of them. I wonder why they saw fit to speak with you. But never mind that. More importantly, you've given me an inkling of the problem at hand. 'Twas the Overseer's doing, methinks. When the world changed, that craven up and ran for his life. But on his way out, he used that artifact they call the God's Way to command the pawns to protect him. I expect that order of his is what the pawns were referring to. But why would they continue to obey when the man is long gone? Unless... Listen, friend. I've a thought. What say you have a look around and see what you can turn up? If the Overseer's command is indeed still in effect, it could be that he is lurking somewhere not far from here. Use that key to have a look around. It should open any doors you come across. Best keep your eyes peeled for the Overseer as well. I have a feeling he's still lurking about here somewhere.
Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master.
Lessening our load will help to keep... us light on our feet. I suppose we might as well gather what we can.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
So the pawns were being held here by the power of this God's sway. Now they ought be free to make good their escape.
Splendid. We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a...
So, there was naught left of the Overseer but bones, eh? I'll wager he thought to take the pawns with him to the grave. He always was a spiteful old goat. At any rate, I'm well grateful for your aid, friend. Now that the pawns are on their feet, methinks I can get them to safety. I only hope they'll heed my words as they have yours. But I'm not worried. I'll find a way to reach them in time, no doubt. My word! Isn't this the Godsway? With this, I'll be able to guide the pawns to the refuge without delay. Now there's no chance of any of them being left behind. Seems I've no end of things to thank you for, my friend. I appreciate all you've done here. I'll get the pawns to safety, don't you worry.
'Tis strange to think a Godsway would be used to guide my brethren to safety, after all the woe they have caused us.
That was certainly worthwhile.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
You're no soldier, are you? I'd not recommend camping. You'll awake neath a blanket of ash. I can give you...
Shall we get some rest, then? I suppose we might as well gather what we can.
I've supplied the body with magic aplenty, yet seen nary so much as a twitch. 'Tis clear aught is lacking, but what? Furthermore, I still cannot fathom why Talos sought to obstruct us in the first place. Could it be 'twas influenced by the Worldforged, the being with whom you supposedly made contact in the sea's depths? And if so...
Ah! Arisen. I take it I succeeded in piquing your interest. We would make use of this stone gigantus, Talos, 'tis called, to intercept the dragon's attacks from the skies. Fortunately, 'tis yet in a salvageable condition. We believe 'twas once powered by some form of magic, which gives us hope that its power supply might be restored.
You're a welcome sight, Arisen. As ever, I'm yours to command.
What impelled it? I cannot say. Go forth, Talos. May you strike down any dragon in your path.
The statue came alive again. It does not appear poised to attack us. Let us keep watch for the time being.
What did you do? Is this possible? You're poor, never mind. We have greater concerns at present. Let us see what comes of this.
At once, Master.
This was your doing, was it not? I'll not pretend to understand, but you have my gratitude all the same. 'Twas enough to give me hope of snatching this world from the jaws of ruin.
Truly, the strength of the mortal will ne'er ceases to amaze.
You seem distracted. Is aught amiss?
Perhaps you believe destruction to be my goal. That I seek to bring an end to this ill-begotten world. However, naught could be further from the truth. In this world, I exist only to observe, to read all that unfolds.
Arisen? Could it be that the world forged addresses you even now?
Well, well. 'Twould seem that this man is aware of my presence. If only...
I confess I know not what you are. Nor do I care. Be you a transcendent being of a piece with the divine, or only an observer keeping watch on us from afar. Know this. You have no right to deem this world a mistake.
He bears a will strong and true. Had he but chosen a different path, he would have made a fine Arisen. Yet, there is no sense lamenting what might have been, for that title has lost all meaning. After all, what need is there for Arisen in a world coming apart at the seams?
You underestimate mortal kind at your peril. Mark my words, the day will come when I divine the truth of this world. And on that day, I shall free it from its yoke, from the burden of this loathsome dogma of dragons! Did my words reach them, I wonder? No matter. I will not be swayed in my course. Continue your fight, Arisen, as I will mine. Let it never be said that I wanted for constancy. To the last, I shall see my will done.
That went as well as we might have hoped. Let us cast our eyes about and analyze the situation.
You saw the sky fall, I trust. I doubt you could have missed it. And wherever the sky falls, a dragon soon appears to lay waste to the land. Or so I had assumed, after what befell Melv. Yet aught here appears to be different. Has our ruin been forestalled, or merely postponed? I must examine that creature. May well be the key to unraveling the origins of this cataclysm.
The direct path through the gap in those rocks is somehow obstructed. We shall... Many parts are closed to us now, on account of the dragon's descent, no doubt. But we must find a way to reach it.
Confound this obstruction! But I suppose I ought to have expected this. Answers were ne'er so easily won. Monsters! Summoned by that beast, no doubt.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. I shan't allow any further harm to come to you.
strive for the same result with our next attack.
Princes are as dust in the wind.
Well done.
It seems this is the only way forward. Up we go.
Cut one monster down and 2 more replace it. We ought to ignore the rabble and focus on our true objective. There must be a way out of this.
Why do you falter? A fine welcome indeed. I can only hope that the worst is now behind us.
Naught can be achieved without sacrifice.
Here, strike lightning on the side. I cannot afford to crowd this.
You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait right there.
Alas, a theory unproven is of little practical use. Beast-fell powers are twice as terrible in the flesh.
Cut one monster down and 2 more replace it. We ought to ignore the rabble and focus on our true objective.
You know the real nature of the man.
My protection.
Only truly impartial observers can perceive it.
monster down and 2 more replace it. We ought to ignore the rabble and focus on our true objective.
The tide is turning against us.
There it is. The dragon at the heart of all this destruction.
I'm saved. Thank you, Arisen.
Nay. Some link must persist twixt this mayhem and my research. I shall not concede. What a singular creature. Is this what called the monsters forth? I should like to capture it and bring it back to the lab. There is much that might be learned from it. Why did you destroy it? The secrets we might have learned. Never mind. You've your charge, 'tis true, and the fiends appear to be falling back. But I trust you won't object if I take a sample of its remains. After all, your role is to save this world, and mine is to pursue its secrets. Though this land has seemingly been spared its destruction, there is no guarantee of safety. The oceans yet cloud the skies, and monsters swarm in ever greater numbers. As 'twill be difficult to continue my research under such conditions, I have decided to evacuate. I only hope that this sanctuary of yours will prove more conducive to my work.
It will be safe in my possession till you decide to reclaim it. Never.
I, of all people, know not to doubt the capacity of the mortal will. What's supposed to happen?
Others may yet be evacuated.
We ought to choose our next destination based on the movements of the clouds.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here? Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor. We must not let down our guard.
Nicely done.
Focus. The battle continues.
Splendid. My curative magics are at your disposal.
Wait right there.
you kindly. I did not mean to. Are you alright? Let my magics grant you an elemental boon. Well done, Master. How many poor souls have fallen victim to this creature's petrifying gaze?
There is no denying it. Its powers are fearless in nature.
Twas a trial indeed, but one we surpassed with skill. The tide of battle was in our favor. This might be worth a read. Let's have a look then.
Apologies, but I can't offer you a ride, sir.
I fear I must stray from the thread of our conversation to tell you. Here at the border checkpoint, one really feels the difference twixt the cultures of these two nations. If only there were more places like this, the peoples of both countries would doubtless stand to benefit.
Red.
I fear for the Arbor.
What have we done? Oh, you return. I am so happy to see you safe. You were gone so long. I was very worried. Oh. You think we should leave the Arbor? I am not sure my father will like that idea, but I can try to convince him. Please, follow me.
As Arborist, Sir Taliesin is the leader of the Elven people.
Onde Kasinke Fanil.
Findelnar, nevea nolwende lis kemen. Morivin lis palan oio eromar meltol netara.
Kasinke telpe nun finaler, nun mor arda her. Fionar elwe arfarne nenwen sur orne, I avstir lalastar. Nun falesmir, malananon?
Morvani morivin Findelnar. Nevea tara morivin. Lis fa aldakar kemen ros. Her yavmorin garina like asar kemen ros iloratu anfir tara. Eteler caril morivin alcadar palan. Kemen nun lis alecano. Surne kemen ros herenon yav kuruir. Falis isil rod lintar. Ne yav alecano vea nun sinde lungtena.
Nun lis amanda kill angadur femor.
Herenon nun lia Findelnar. Lia wemor. Findelnar morivin orne osto. Firnis morivin. Morivin kemen tur alecano. Menelum hiroth mor carilm anardor.
Alcarwa fir nun eldaya, ane martir tindome ingarina fa alme Alcarwa? Et aler, le affair mor eldalia eralotte. Sorne an fameltol, vanalin hyror soron. Kasinke telpe nun finaler. Lera nefir heranon, anne arta her firnis. Nullis amanda kill angadur.
Only time will tell whether the cutting shall take root. For now, let us make for the seafloor shrine. I am well aware of the particulars.
Vindamund. Vindamund. Jarmen ran soron.
Well met, sir.
The flow of time feels almost unsteady.
Need anything? Many thanks. Need anything?
I've got wares of every ilk. Pleasure doing business with you.
One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome.
This is generally used as a material. I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Ilmen Arenfanne.
Kasinke telpi nun finaler. Lera nefir heranon, anne artaher firnis. Aidalia anandor, nun lintan. Heror anne oia fermor, anendune falumtena?
Nenamboe javstir uru findelnar. Liateren ayale. Kemen ros urun leteren, neromen anartelpe minasfana. Nun ke...
Luintarme kinalen meltol, parante lume anlis, ne kemen kayayinju nun sil, ne meltol linkan altacar an fir nun fiamor. Morivin paran vanis tiel?
Palan menran, lis fa arnefane. Elorato ala, nun mor arta her. Firnis an erumar isilrod eteller, lera aetena. Nenwen mor aiwanon, alcarwa fir nun eldaya menelume sur carilm. Iavstir lalastar, nun falasmir magananon, anamor lis turculion equiales.
I thank you, friend. It would be no exaggeration to say that you have saved my people.
Your fight continues, does it not? Be well, and come back safe. Your fight continues, does it not?
During my time with Lord Phaesus, I found myself in a strange state of being. I was conscious of nothing. Nothing, that is, save your presence, Master. I cannot explain it. Mayhap 'twas made possible by the bond we share.
'Twas an ordeal indeed, and there is much for us to ponder.
But for now, we must find a means to forge ahead.
Nun wir einander antar.
That dragon looked to be far more powerful than any monster.
We must face our foe, unflinchingly, however fearsome it may be.
A well-aimed strike, right where it hurts. Leave an opening. Focus your attacks. A focused attack will end this foe. Tis easily done. fiend roots linger by clinging to the terrain. Try to keep it within your gaze at all times.
Mayhap, if we follow close behind it, we could find a way to get ourselves into an advantageous position. I am well aware of the particulars.
Tis heartening to think that the peril has passed by our efforts, if only for a time.
Your Majesty, how glad I am to see you safe. Where have you been this past month? The end of the world? Are things truly so dire? Though, I am aware of the dragon attack on Melv. We received word that naught but a smoking ruin remains. 'Twas a tragedy, and I would not see it repeated. However, without a clear path, we in the Guard shall be hard-pressed to forestall the impending crisis. You would have me evacuate the city? I see. Mayhap 'twould be for the best. Ever since the fall of Melv, the citizens of Gamerworf have lived in fear that their homes are next to be assailed. If there is safe harbor to be found elsewhere, I believe we have naught to lose by seeking sanctuary. But I doubt I could convince the people of this city to abandon their homes, however terrified they may be. Methinks your Majesty would do better to ask this of the Regent King. After the false sovereign vanished and the world was altered, His Grace has been the one keeping order here in Vermont. If the people will heed anyone, 'tis him.
'Tis admirable how Regent Kinsven has taken up command of the kingdom. We would be remiss not to offer him our aid.
I am well aware of the particulars.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. What a delight.
To brighten my day, a tale or two. I'm always doing about a dozen things at once. Now, can't say I have any tidings to...
But not at the expense of my duty. just.
I would appreciate your swift return, Master. A fell unease begins to gnaw at me when you are gone over long.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
So you've come. I'm glad to see you. Captain Brandt has already apprised me of your proposal, a full-scale evacuation of the citizenry. Truth be told, I had reached the same conclusion. So long as we cower within these walls, we must live in fear of going the way of Melv. My ministers have approved the plans, and I have petitioned the encampment survivors and the Thieves' Guild for aid. The only remaining obstacle is my mother. She has set herself stubbornly against any such flight. I have tried to make her see reason, but of late she has taken to shutting herself in her chambers. However, I fear that my position permits me to entertain her fancy no longer. I must put the needs of the common folk before her selfish whims. Now, there are a few matters I must attend to before we can evacuate, and I would fain welcome your assistance. We will require several ox carts to carry the sick and aged out of the city. Might I prevail upon you to petition the merchant at the ox cart station in the west of the city for their use? You may assure him that the royal treasury will foot any and all expenses.
Queen Regent Disa hardly leaves her chambers, and all her meals come back scarcely touched. Between you and me, I fear for her health. Have you come to claim my life, Arisen? Well, far be it from me to deny you. But I shall go to the grave with a smile on my lips, for I have no regrets. All I did for my darling son. So do as you will. I have no intention of begging for mercy.
Yes? This was in Mother's room. I did wonder where it had gotten off to. But why would she... There's aught inside. 'Tis a... letter. Might you excuse me? I would speak with Mother. Mayhap there is hope of changing her mind yet. All she did, all the scheming, all the plots, 'twas all for me, you see. So I cannot leave her to her fate. Mother, I must beg your forgiveness. I believed that you desired to make me sovereign solely for your own benefit. Yet in truth, you sought to better the lot of our people.
Ah, but I would have benefited. And handsomely at that. Besides, I cannot deny that I was proud. I wished to see my own son on the throne, and no other.
Even so, I cannot help but feel that all of this could have been avoided. Had I only been more attentive, if I had but better known your heart, I could have shared in your burdens. You would not have had to suffer alone, and perhaps together, we could have walked a better path.
Oh, Sven.
Mother, I beg you, join the evacuation. You need not fall with this city. I would not see you take your crimes wholly on your own shoulders. That weight is as much mine to bear as 'tis yours.
My son, you truly would make a fine and goodly ruler. Your kindness will save many lives. Of that I have no doubt.
I am at an impasse.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
My apologies, sir, but as you are not a member of this establishment, I cannot permit you through.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Only person I believe in is myself.
Seeing the captain always makes me nervous.
As long as I get my gold, who takes the carts is no concern of mine. His Grace is welcome to them.
We have chartered the ox carts as requested. 'Tis a pleasant change for things to go so smoothly, eh, Master?
Splendid.
These are troubled times, but rest assured, our door... doors shall remain open, and our bet. It's soft. Much obliged. I fear I've no wisdom to offer.
Such quietude is a blessing.
You would gather materials here, Master. Can we really afford to carry more? We cannot accompany you there, Master. But fear not, you'll find us here when you return.
my son. Your kindness will save many...
Ah, you've returned. How fares your procurement of those carts? You do? My thanks. That puts paid to the last of our preparations. I will inform the citizenry forthwith.
You have my gratitude.
Wait for the new equipment to come. Can't remember the last time I had a proper...
Couldn't hurt to put my feet at the moment.
A fine place to sit and gather one's thoughts.
Bunch of sluggards. Need new blood.
I'm sure I can handle this.
Busy as always, I see.
Doing here?
Might I offer you a bit of company?
Little did I expect I would be saved by your hand. You. You have my gratitude. Little did I expect I would be saved by your hand. I thought you might come. Little did I expect I would...
There's a ladder here. Ah, excellent find.
How grand it must be to live a life of a...
Welcome to the start. We serve all manner of fine ales here. What a delight.
Welcome. I'm not sure what to do with myself today.
You look like you've not a care in the world. I've little enough gold to spend as it is.
Boots laced, belt strapped. I'm ready.
That we're not to be trifled. You must present your
What a feat! The creature is vanquished! And it appears the Red Cloud's advance has been stalled as well. Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
These fiends will resurrect so long as their souls remain intact. But fear not, I shall gladly smash every last one. I hope you weren't expecting mercy. The monster seems to have dropped something.
Arisen, are you all right?
You wish me to return? At once, Master.
Do watch where you're going. You'll hurt yourself one of these days.
Oh, don't mind me. These things happen. I'm dead.
You have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
My magics are at your disposal.
Curative magics have the opposite effect on reanimated dead. It seems a contradiction, but it might be worth a try.
I knew it would be so. Now, there's a novel idea. I've never seen my own master attempt such a feat.
Now that is a surprise.
The entire kingdom will soon die that fell crimson should we allow the loathsome creature to advance.
I shall not rest until I've tasted every ounce of fear it has in me. Stand firm. You are not alone. I am saved. Thank you, Arisen.
We've an opening. Focus your attacks. Strike fast and true, and our chorus shall fall.
Our foe is repelled by some miracle. Now this region shall be safe, at least for the time being. That went as well as we might.
I see you do not relent. Your persistence is most intriguing. What is it that impels you, I wonder? Alas, would that the world had not come to this. For I am certain that your tale would have been a glorious one. Yet, 'twas not to be. You need only cast your gaze upward to glimpse the futility of your defiance. only to be snuffed out like candles by the cold breath of oblivion. Eventually, the Great Will tired of witnessing this. It sought to overturn oblivion by granting unto it a role, a duty, an identity. I speak of the dragon. By the Great Will does the dragon create a cycle, allowing it to forestall the end of this world time and time again. Yes, Larissa, this world has been safeguarded by the dragon all along. You yourself were chosen to form a part of this cycle. The Arisen is selected by the Great Will to play the role of the dragon's counterpart. That is how this world is built. The dragon serves to continue the cycle, and the Arisen exists to oppose it. This is the true meaning of the dragon's dogma. Once, everyone in this world had a role to play. For a well-crafted tale has no excess. There must be a reason for each character's inclusion. Yet, this means that should even one of these characters stray from their assigned role, the tale entire will unravel. And if it does, their world will end. Such is the choice you have made, Listen. By rejecting your own duty in this world, you have robbed all others of the chance to fulfill the roles they were assigned. Pawns are no exception. Born in the nothingness of oblivion, they were granted the role of aiding in the perpetuation of the cycle. Yet, bereft of the dragon, that role has been unwritten.
I am no longer a mere vessel. Your great will has imbued me with a lesser will of my own. Will is power. It is the means to shape the world as one desires.
Oblivion fades. This tale's end has been unwritten. My heart, it aches. A new world comes. A new tale is set to unfold. Yet, it seems I will not be there. to watch